Okay, I decided I'm going to do this video. Well, I had talked about it to one of my students, Victoria, who in one of her YouTube videos mentioned that she was waiting for me to do this. So I figured I'd just kind of like do it and see what happens. I don't even know where to begin. Like a few months ago, I was doing some research on vegetables and fruits and realizing that the government doesn't really have a strict regulation on things. And I was starting to get concerned about um, pesticides and things contaminating our fruit because everybody just seems around me to be getting cancer. And I've had my own health scare since December, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's been a really rocky road for me. And I've always been really healthy, and I've always taken care of myself. I've always worked out, and I've always been what I thought was considered health conscious. So fast forward a few months, and I decided, to kind of do my own research. And in the process of researching, I came across this documentary. And anyone who knows me knows I love documentaries. So if there's one, I'm going to watch it. And it was called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, I believe. And it was about this dude from Australia who he had a skin disease, and he was, he was not healthy. He was overweight, and his skin was awful, everything. And he decided he was going to juice, and I think it was a 30-day fast. I'm not sure if it was 60 days, and I'm not positive. I can't remember, but he was going to do solely a juice fast, organic. And so I watched it, and I was like fascinated because his numbers on his cholesterol went down, and his skin started looking better, and he started looking healthier, and he was losing weight. And his doctor, who you could tell was skeptical, because doctors, in my eyes, are like Band-Aid. It's like, you got a problem, they'll give you medication to like fix it, but it's really, to me, a Band-Aid problem, a Band-Aid. So his numbers went down, and long story short, by the end of the documentary, he was like off all his medication. He lost a lot of weight. He looked good. He actually at one point looked like a model. It was fascinating to watch, and he had helped through the course of this documentary a truck driver who is obesely overweight, like probably gravely overweight, and he had awful numbers and everything, and he started juicing because he had no other options. And through the process of that, oh my goodness, you can hear my dog digging right now. I'm gonna kill her. But through the process, he lost weight, he got off medication, and he looked good. So I was kind of like fascinated by that. My brother watched it, and he went out and got a juicer, and him and his girlfriend were juicing and doing that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, the cost of the vegetables was insane. And I'm like, I can't juice because I'm like an all or nothing person. Like it is or it isn't if I'm going to do it. So I came across this other documentary called Forks Over Knives. And I was watching it, and it was the statistics. And I'm a big statistic girl. Like, if I don't believe what somebody tells me, I kind of do my own research, and I gotta like come with it on my own terms. And after watching the documentary, I just knew. I knew they were right. And I knew I'm also the type that if I know something, I feel like I am held accountable. Meanwhile, as I'm going through my own stuff in my head and I'm processing my things, my mom and sister went through a nutrition thing at their church, and it was called the Hallelujah Diet. And it's basically the same thing. And so they were going through that and learning that. And my sister is losing weight, which I'm so proud of her for because that's huge. And my mom's, she was on it for like a week and a half, and her blood pressure leveled. And they hadn't been able to level her blood pressure. It wasn't insanely high, but it was enough where, she needed some medication. And my mother's like me. We want to fix the problem. So I was, just kind of seeing my sister losing weight, my mom off her medication, cancer issues in my mom's family, not a lot, but some. And I just started thinking about diet. It has to stem from diet. There has to be a responsibility. So I said, I'm going to get this book that I watched another documentary on. Didn't even realizing it was a plant-based thing too, called the Engine 2 diet. And this was the firefighter that was in Forks Over Knives. And so I watched that, and I just knew it adds up. Everything is making sense to me. And I bought the book. I downloaded the Kindle book, and I read it, and realized that I now have to do what it says, because I was tired of everything. I was tired of, the test coming back good, test coming back fine, but my body's still not acting right. I had lost hair. I mean, it wasn't good what I've been through since, I would say, last October. Probably a lot of it was stress-induced, which I'm not going to get into, but it wreaked havoc on my body. And I was like working out, and I was doing everything I was supposed to do. So I decided that I was going to do a 28-day vegan fast, is what I'm calling it. I don't know if it's vegan, if it's a vegetable, plant-based, whatever it is I'm not having dairy, eggs, ice cream, anything dairy, anything like that, and I'm not having meats and chicken and fish. And anyone who knows me knows I've always said I could never be a vegetarian. I love meat too much. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'm not going to say that I'm never going to go back to eating meat. I wanted to do this for myself to see how I feel after 28 days. I just kind of want to see if I can do it. I have to say, the first few days I had major headaches. Felt tired and like miserable. But it's probably because I was detoxing. Because I cut back my coffee intake too, which is something my doctor wanted me to do, because I didn't realize I actually drank way more coffee than I thought. But it's my brother's fault. I got a Keurig because he said, oh, you have to get one. And I drank more coffee than what I was. So I cut back on my coffee, and I'm doing like half decaf, half regular, 2 cups a day. And that's good. I'm happy with it. If I feel like having an iced coffee in the afternoon, I'll brew over ice once in a while as a treat. I don't use sugar. I haven't used sugar in years. But I used a Splenda because, I don't want to gain weight. And, at my age, I'm going to be 39 in October. I want to kind of, I'm fighting getting older, tooth and nail, I'm fighting it. And, we'll see. So, but I didn't want to gain weight, because everybody's like, oh, once you hit like 35, things head south, blah, blah, blah. And I'm the type, once you tell me that, I'm going to do everything I can not to have that happen. So I'd use Splenda. And after some of my research, Splenda is not good for you. And I kind of knew it, but I just put it on the back burner because I was like, well, I'm not overweight. I'm healthy. I work out, I don't look bad for my age. I could look worse. And I just was like, fine. But after reading the book and, like I said, more research, Splenda is bad. So I cut out all diet soda. I literally been drinking, I'm on a little over 2 weeks now, water with lemon or water with lime. And I actually like it. Love hummus. Discovered I love hummus. Hated it like the first day. It was gross. But I got used to it, and I really love it now. Okra. Yeah, you can kind of keep your okra. I don't like it at all. I'm not going to get into it. The slime, just like, I tried. Cannot do okra. I'm trying to find out, because I know processed foods is an issue when you're doing plant-based. So I'm still trying to do some research on substituting, like earth balance. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad because of the preservatives and stuff. I don't know. I'm just kind of like learning as I go. I'm open for suggestions. So if anybody watches this, I think the only one who is going to watch this is Victoria, which you rock. But anyways, so yeah, I'm just kind of seeing where this takes me. If I do eat meat, because I'm not going to say never, it will be organic. That is true. And I know red meat's not that good for you anyways. If I ate it, it would probably be maybe once every couple of weeks. Fish, I love fish, but when my sister was pregnant, her doctor told her to not eat tuna fish because of the mercury. And that always like stuck in the back of my head, like, wait a minute. If they want my sister to stay away from tuna because of mercury, then what is it doing to us? So that was always like, I'd have tuna, but I'd have it and then I'd be done with it. I didn't want it like for a while. So that's no big deal. Chicken, I'm not a big chicken fan. You know, my problem is I don't cook. I'm not a cook. I like to bake. I can bake anything. I don't like cooking. And it's probably because I just hate cleaning up after it. And, you know, so I'm learning. I had my first vegan pizza that I made. Actually, my brother and his girlfriend basically made it. They used vegan cheese. No cheese. I used nutritional yeast, which is actually really good because it's got your B12 in it, which is something that you do lack on this diet. But if you eat the right vegetables and fruits and drink the fortified milk, like almond milk, I love almond milk. Never thought that I would, but I love it. You can get it fortified. So, you know, there's little things like that that you can do. So I've lost weight. I know my doctor didn't really want me to lose too much weight, but I look good, you know. I'm working out like I always do, and I feel better. My skin does look clearer. I've always had skin issues. I've had a few friends in the past pointed out to me, thank you. But it's getting better, you know, and I'm just going to see where it takes me. But I do feel strong that I am held accountable for what I know. And this is what I believe it's true, you know. Just going to see what happens. I'm going to probably do this, use it as, I don't know, maybe a video diary. Because like I said, I don't think anybody's going to really care to watch, which is fine. And just kind of see where it takes me. I'm going to try a couple of recipes, get used to cooking. Hate it. I'm not a big drinker, you know, so staying away from the alcohol, that's not a big deal to me on this. I'd have maybe a glass of wine once, twice a year. Not a big drinker at all. I don't like the feeling of being out of control. Yes, I have control issues. But yeah, I do notice I'm alert more. I have way more energy. I keep up with my students, which is a big deal. You know, I like to be focused. I take my teaching very seriously, and I love what I do. So I'm very grateful for that. My husband, he's a trooper. You know, he's on board with me for the most part. I'm not like forcing it down his throat. But if I cook, if he's hungry, he's going to have to eat what I cook. If not, then he can just go eat his whatever and enjoy it. So we'll see. He's lost weight, though. He looks good. But, you know, whatever. My brother's trying. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, right now I just feel like babbling. But for anybody out there who watches this and you're kind of like concerned on it, just kind of Google or even YouTube, like plant-based diets and see where it, just kind of do your own little research. There is a dude on here on YouTube, Vegan Zombie. I love watching him because he really does make cooking the food interesting. He doesn't make it hard. And he makes it seem like it's natural, because the one thing about this diet is you really do have to think about it at first. Like, get used to the different products, no oils, all that stuff. You don't eat anything white either, which I haven't had anything white in years. Like, I stopped white bread, white pasta. I eat only whole wheat. The only things I've added, I would say, to this diet that I wasn't eating in the past is the nutritional yeast, hummus, and beans. Getting used to beans. I like chickpeas. Didn't think, I don't know. I'm not, it's new to me. Eliminating the cheese, I have to say that was hard because I love my cheese. But my whole life, I have had stomach problems ever since I was born. I was colicky, my mother said, for like 2-3 years of my life, to the point the doctors, they'd never seen it before. It was really bad. And I've just kind of always lived with pain every day. Teaching, I'd be sitting there and the pain would be so bad. And it was just, it's just something I've always dealt with. And I'm not a person to just take a medication to make the pain go away because I want to fix it. Since I stopped the dairy, the eggs, the cheese, the milk, I've not had any stomach pains in over 2 weeks. So because of that reason, I will not be incorporating dairy back into my diet. Ice cream I do miss, but they have a Whole Foods almond ice cream, which is awesome. I love the almond ice cream. So there it is. You know, I'm just now rambling. But this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to see how it goes, see where it takes me, and I don't know. I'm just going to do a little video diary every now and then, maybe if people are interested more, whatever. But I just encourage, you know, we as Americans, we're very lucky because we do have access to information, and it's out there. You know, as my husband would say, the truth is out there. If you just cut back, and if you eat McDonald's once a week, cut back, you know, once a month or twice a month. Eat organic if you can. Milk is really, really bad for you. When I read the hormones that they inject into the cows, and it's proven to cause cancer, and it's in the milk, especially testicular cancer in men and ovarian and breast cancer in women. That's scary to me. I never knew that. So just do your own research, cut back, make little changes. Maybe I can inspire somebody to, you know, just take charge of their life. You don't have to live sick. You don't have to get old and like miserable looking and, you know, everything goes south and gain weight and just have problems that you need medication for. We can stop it. It's not going to mean that you're going to be perfect, but you can be better than. And that's all we want to be, is better than. So that's it. I hope you guys, or you one, Tori, likes this. And until next time.